Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. So this is from where I wanted to start making videos on this channel, because when I talk about research, when I talk about PhD, the first question comes in mind that why I should do PhD or why I should go in research. So there could be so many answers for that, like you should be research oriented, your thought process should be related to research, you should feel good while doing something related to research, or while related to your lab work, you should feel good, or there are so many things, right, that can motivate you to do PhD. But at the end of the day, the question remains that what after PhD? After doing your research or after completing your PhD for 3 to 5 years, whatever time you take to complete your PhD, after that, what are the career options? Information about it is very limited. People know only few career options after PhD, and they think that after doing PhD, they are only going to stuck in those career options. But it's not like that. Once you complete your PhD is like you are doing research, you are doing a degree, a doctorate level degree in a particular topic. So if you start your academia starting from your bachelor's itself. So in bachelor's, you study complete science like physics, chemistry, mathematics, or biology, whatever you take. In master's, you take a particular subject, let's say chemistry, biology, physics, whatever you are interested in, you take a particular subject and you study. By the end of your master's, you take a specialization also over there. That means inorganic chemistry, or in physics, it's like optics or something like a topic which you are interested in. So you are funneling out the topics, and in PhD or in research, you funnel it more and you come to a particular topic over there. You do research in a particular project that resonates around, let's say if you are a chemistry student, so it might be nanochemistry, it might be biochemistry, it might be organic synthesis. So that's how topics of PhD or topics of research are selected. And once you do your research, you are now having highest degree in that particular topic. So what you can do with that degree? What are different career options after that? That's what we are going to talk about in this particular video. If you like the content, if you like the things which I'm discussing on this particular channel, please do consider subscribing it, and please hit a like on this particular video. That motivates me to make more videos for you guys on this particular channel. All right. Now let's talk about some of the career options which you might know and some options which you might not know. So do let me know in the comment section also that which options you are already aware about and which you are not aware about, right? So starting with the most trivial option which most of the people go for is postdoctorate. So once a particular person completes his PhD, once a particular person completes his research, he goes for postdoctorate. And this is for those people who are highly motivated or highly oriented towards their research work. They are highly interested in that, they go for it. So postdoctorate is like your extension of your research work. So it's also called as postdoc in short form. So generally people go for postdoc, and this is especially for those who are like research oriented and those who want to do some independent research. So let's say you are working in a particular lab currently under a particular supervisor. That supervisor supervises you, means he gives instructions to you that what you can do and what you cannot do. Postdoctorate is somewhere where you are provided a lab, like you go under a particular lab itself, but there is no supervisor. Okay, technically a supervisor is there, but he is not going to supervise your work unless you are going to be as a partner to that particular supervisor. You are going to communicate with that supervisor, you are going to talk with them, you are going to suggest projects to them, you are going to generate funds for their lab, you are going to train their PhD students. So that's what a that's what a postdoc do. So the work of a postdoc includes generating funds, carrying out projects, and training the PhD students or teaching the PhD students so that the supervisor has less burden on him. So that's how postdoctorate work. Now I'll also talk about salaries of these postdoctorates. Although these values, whatever I'm telling, are rough values, they might vary a lot, but I'm just going to tell you few of them. So postdoctorate you can do in India also, and you can do it in abroad also. If you are doing it in India, you will be you have to get a particular fellowship from government. Just like CSIR, JRF, UGC, JRF, so many fellowships are there. In the same way, for postdoctorate also there are different fellowships. So the fellowship value generally resonates around 47,000 to 60,000. Okay, it depends upon the institute also and the type of fellowship which you are getting. So this is the value which I am telling you for India. In abroad, the values changes. Okay, so let's say if I talk about US, so in US the value is somewhere around $4,000. Okay, if I talk about Japan, so for Japan the value is somewhere around 3 lakh yen. Okay, so that's how it depends upon the country to country, but the value of the amount is somewhere around it. There are various other countries which provide different values or different amount, but I cannot I cannot write the values of all of them. But yeah, I have just given you a rough idea that this is what salary a particular person can expect when he does postdoctorate. One more important thing about postdoctorate is there is no age limit for this. Okay, so and there is no number limit, like you can do as many independent research or as many postdocs as you want. You can keep on doing, or you can keep on switching the institute, or you can keep on switching the labs also for doing your postdoctorate. So there is not a fixed number of time, or there is no fixed age limit for doing postdoc. Okay, so you can keep on doing it, and unless you are done with your independent research, right? The next thing, or the next job which mostly everyone knows whenever he or she joins as a research scholar, is that there is an option of joining as an assistant professor. So assistant professor job is, you all know, assistant professor means teaching and carrying out research under him. So that's what assistant professor does. And it can be done in government colleges also, or it can be done in private institutes also, like private colleges as well. Depending upon the institute, the salary might vary. So in government institute, I'm telling for India. So if you have joined government institute, your salary will be something around 60 to 70 lakh, somewhere similar to what a postdoc gets. So assistant professor salary is quite similar to this. In private institutes, it depends upon the level of institute, like whether it's a well-built institute or whether it's a new institute, or it depends upon that. Okay, so there is a big margin of salary which person gets as a assistant professor in private institute. So it starts from 25,000 and it can go up till 1 lakh. So it depends upon the institute if you do assistant professor job in private institute, right? So this is the second career option which a particular person can choose. If that person is not interested in doing independent research, he or she can go for and he is more interested in teaching, then assistant professor job is more suited. Now apart from assistant professor job and postdoc, there is one more thing, that is scientific positions. Now there are various institutes in India, like CSIR labs are there, then DST labs are there, then you have like DRDO labs are there, then you have ISRO labs, right? Then you have BARC labs. So what they do is they hire people at scientific positions so that you can work as a scientist over there. After doing your PhD, you can join those places as scientific officer A, B, C, something like that. They have their vacancies, so you can join those positions. You can complete your PhD, and after that you can join over there. Also the positions are after masters, but after masters they are going to give the research experience to you. But if you have done PhD already, in that case you can directly join to the higher position, right? And in these institutes, in these research labs, what you have to do is you have to just carry out your research throughout the time, and you don't have to teach. You just have to do research, and you have to like take students under you, you have to take candidates under you, and you have to carry out their research. So you will be like a scientist over there, working as a scientist. And this is for those people who are more into, like, who don't like teaching but they want a career in the scientific field. So this also becomes one of the career option in and after your PhD. The next thing is industrial job. So a person who has done PhD can also go for industrial job, and this industrial job is like, because see, when a particular person does masters, then also he is eligible to join industries. He is eligible to join different companies, pharma companies, or different chemical companies, if I am talking about chemical or chemistry student. So industrial job is something which he or she can join after masters also, or he or she can join after PhD also. But there is a difference between both of them. If a person joins after masters, the salary and the position at which he is going to reach is limited. But a person who joins after PhD, he can go up to a higher rank, or you can say up till a higher position in that industry itself. So that is a benefit of joining industries after doing PhD. So if you are interested in doing in joining industries, or if you are more interested towards doing industrial job, in that case also PhD is going to help you to get you a good like salary, as well as take you to a higher position. So if you see any industry all over India, and if you find out the directors, assistant directors, managers, all the top posts, you will find out that they all have done, like, not all, but yeah, at least 90%, 90 to 95% of them have done their PhDs. So that is one of the benefit of PhD in industrial job. So industrial jobs are like, first of all, that the salary over here is high. Okay, you get highly paid over here. It depends. Now the industrial job also totally depends upon what type of expertise you have in your like during your PhD. If your work is more of application based, right, so it depends upon that if your research has industrial application or not. So that's why we say that while choosing your research topic, it should have some industrial application. So if your research, the topic on which you have done research, has industrial application, in that case there are high chances that you will get an industrial job, because you will be having some expertise in that, and they will definitely hire you, and they will hire you at high salary. So if the person is joining the position, like if the person is joining the industry uh, as a research scientist, okay, as a research scientist, in that case the salary can be a little high. But there are other positions also in the industries, and I have seen people joining them after their PhD also, which are not research scientists, but they are generally in R&D department, and those are not highly paid jobs. So the thing, when I'm saying that it's a high salary job, then I'm referring to research scientist position. Okay, so that is something, research scientist position you can do after PhD only. So once you have done PhD, then only you can go for research scientist position. That is not like, this position is not for masters people, or for masters people it takes a lot of experience in the industries, then only they can reach to this particular position. So the next is instrumentation and company related job. Okay, so it's not instrumentation company, it should be instrumentation and company related job. So see, what happens that when you do your PhD, throughout your PhD, if you have gained expertise in a particular instrument, then there are chances that if a particular company makes that instrument, let's say if I talk about a general instrument, let's say if you have expertise in X-ray diffractometer, there are companies like Bruker, there are companies like Geol which manufacture these X-ray diffractometers. Now if you have experience, or if you have expertise in that instrument, you can apply in those companies as well. They can hire you in their like in different positions over there, because you have expertise in that instrumentation, right? Now to get these jobs, you have to be very skeptical. You have to like keep sending your CVs, you have to keep asking, or you have to keep searching out that whether an instrumentation company needs a particular person of that expertise or not. But yeah, it's one of the option which I told you. After that, there are companies like pharma company, right? So pharma companies, they hire people who have experience in organic synthesis, or they have experience in those who have done PhD in, let's say, drug discovery. So people like them who have expertise in handling like things related to drugs and organic molecules, they have high chances to go in pharma companies. Then there are like companies which deal with biotechnology, so life sciences people, then those people, engineers who have experience of working with bio related things, they have good chances of going in these institutes as well. Also biochemists who have worked with different chemicals and their application in the biological world, they can also join companies which deals with biotechnology. Now these companies also pay quite a good amount, but that's what I said, the amount and the jobs, they are not as fixed as the others, right? So they are very much like, there is a big salary range, there is a like, there is very lack of information which is over here in this particular field. So you have to keep searching for any job or any vacancy in this particular field. The next thing which is now which we can talk about in the current scenario is entrepreneurship. And there are so many people who are becoming entrepreneurs after completing their PhDs. The very good example I will give you is recently like a show was aired on Sony Live channel, and it was Shark Tank India. What I'm trying to say is, in that show, if you see, there were, if I remember, there were two people or two groups or two companies which came, they have done PhD in their field, and then they came and then they developed a particular instrument and they made a company out of it. So how you can join entrepreneurship is basically if you have developed a instrument. Okay, so if you have developed instrument during your PhD, okay, instrument, or you have developed a mechanism which you think is worth to be converted into pennies, it is worth to be converted into money. So in that case, you can use that particular instrument or that particular device or that particular mechanism and generate a business idea out of it. And that in that case, you will be master of your own. Okay, you will be controlling how much money you are going to earn and how much big company you are going to make. So there are so many people, especially from the chemistry field, I'm telling that there are so many people after doing their PhDs, after doing their research, they have started developing their own labs, they have started developing their own pharma companies, where they are like synthesizing drugs, they are synthesizing molecules which are solving real life problems. So this is also one of the option which you can think of if you have that sense of developing new things, if you have that sense of learning new things and exploring the field like that. The next thing is scientific communication. Now this is something which is widely evolving right now, because there is need of people who can communicate science in a better way. There are so many places where people are getting hired upon it. If you have good communication skill, if you can explain or if you can express science in a much easier way so that it can be easily understood by people. It's not that common in India, but this technique, this scientific communication is becoming common, or it's becoming you can say it's becoming more in demand in Europe and in US. Okay, so in those countries, because their institutes are mostly funded by like the public, so that's why it is important to explain public that what actually you are doing in science. So their science communication comes. So people after doing their PhD, they are being hired as a science communicator over there. Apart from science communicator, there are a few more things which comes under the scientific communication, and that is your if you have good technical writing skill. Okay, so if you have good technical writing skills. Now this writing skill is totally different than normal normal writing. It's like scientific writing. Okay, so I'm talking about technical writing, means I'm talking about scientific writing. So if you have good writing skill, good scientific writing skill, then you can apply for the scientific communication job, or you can apply for content writing job as well. Apart from them, there are different things like if you have good publishing experience, that means if you have published good amount of paper and if you have published good amount of articles during your PhD. So if you have good publishing experience, then in that case it becomes easy for you to go for these like content creator also. Okay, so content writing and scientific communication, you can consider it, right? So content writing and scientific communication. Now next thing is required is that you can apply, being a content creator or being a content writer or being a scientific writer, you can also apply for editorial jobs. Okay, so you can apply for editorial jobs. So various publishing houses are there which require editors, which requires reviewers, which requires people who can analyze the work of different other people and can comment on them, can edit them, can make them publishable, and that's where this editorial jobs comes into play. Also some institutes, some industrial people also, they hire people who have good writing skills so that they can write their projects, they can send their projects so that it can get approved. So that is one thing. Okay, you can also join, as I said, you can join journals as a reviewer as well. Okay, so as I said, various publishing houses, various journals, they search for reviewers, they search for people who have good writing skill, good explanation skill, and good expertise in the topic. So all these things are required, and that a PhD can easily serve. So if you go to the page of journals like ACS or Royal Society of Chemistry or different big journals, you will find that there is a column where you can apply as a reviewer or as a content writer over there. Okay, not content writer, but content reviewer is actually available over there. So you can check it out. What are their requirements? How you can apply for that? So all those things are over there. So these are certain career options which you can pursue or you can think of after doing your PhD. Now it becomes very important to educate people about these options because there is very less information about these options among the general public. And if you don't know that what you are going to do after PhD, it becomes very difficult to pass your PhD time, because during your PhD time you will keep on thinking that what I am going to do after PhD. People say that there is no job after PhD. People say that there is no vacancy after PhD. So they only talk about a particular post, that there is no job in a particular section. But since I told you that there are so many other things also, so depending upon your interest, see, it's so simple. If you have good writing skills, if you have good scientific writing skill, you can go for scientific communicators. If you have good thought process, if you are good at inventing things, in that case you can go for entrepreneurship. If you have good experience or good expertise in a particular instrument, if you like working for a particular mechanism or something which you are very much expertise into, you can go for instrumentation or company job. Then industrial job, as I said, if you don't want to go in teaching, so you don't want to continue research after PhD, then industrial jobs are there, right? Then if you are good at teaching, so you can go for assistant professor job. If you are good at if you want to pursue your research, if you want to carry out your research, then you can go for your postdoc, or you can go for scientific positions, right? So that makes it much clear that what you can do after PhD, and it becomes very important for every one of you to know this, right? So that's it from my side for this particular video. I hope the video was useful to you. I hope this made sense to you, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching the video, and I will see you guys in the next video. Till then, have a great day. Bye bye. Take care.